Y'all know what time it is. It's time to have a talk. Let's talk about it, right? It's Better Together Talk Tuesday. And you with Dr. B, Better Life Coach and cheerleader. You know what I do. I coach you hard, but I cheer you on to living your better. All right. So tonight we're gonna get started. Good conversation. Next, and it's called, I don't know if y'all this, but a little bit. But there's a movie with John Travolta. I think it's John Travolta. And he has a and name of the show. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask some of y'all if y'all know what the name. You know the name. Yeah, okay. But it's called Look Who's Talking. That movie. But you know that movie.
Yes,
Um,
I remember. It's so
so
good.
so the name of the movie is Look Who's Talking, right? And tonight when we decided, well for tonight when we decided what our topic use that name of that movie, Look Who's Talking. And one of the reasons why, because y'all know we've been on this three versions of yourself: broken version, the present version, and the better version of you. And there's been some things that have come up. We've been having some conversations, and we're realizing that a lot of times there's this thing going on called hard conversations, the uncomfortable conversations, right? And they just happen to arise. Maybe you don't plan them, and some of them are planned, some of them are planned, but in some instances they're not, right? But um, one of you is going to start doing talk. Okay, so question tonight is: look who's talking. Which one of you is showing up in those hard, difficult, not so comfortable conversations? So I have a co-host with me on tonight, and you all may, and this will be the only time that you will see her, but she is on again with me tonight, none other than Coach, as they call her, in that space. And excited though to have her as my co-host, and y'all know that her wheelhouse is about mindfulness. That is the area well versed in, and talks about is as well in her own life. Again, something that when things arise, you need to be mindful, and we'll find out how you are when the right. I'm gonna let her introduce herself real quick on tonight to some of you all.
Hello, everyone. Again, like my mom said, I am Coach M. Cotton. That's my professional name, but it's Michelle. And I do coach on mindfulness practice, something that we could use all day throughout the day to just help us cope with our emotions, manage stress, and also improve our interpersonal relationships. So good thing that we can all use it, and it's a great time to even talk about that with this topic is funny to me. The look who's talking using that tagline for the movie because it's one of my all-time favorites because of the baby voices, people making the voices over the babies, and it's just hilarious of what they could be thinking. So I think this is going to be a really good conversation tonight, and it has some little humor in it. So just get ready to join us as we talk about mindfulness and get into some conversations and discussions about being better together.
Absolutely, I love it. Oh, it's better. Who wants to be on that journey of getting better alone? Okay, ain't no better journey than to be on it with someone else who is just on that same path. And so I want y'all to be mindful of the fact, see how I use that word? I want y'all to be mindful of the fact that I am in a different location, and so is Coach Cotton, whose signal just went out. But I want to let y'all know that when we do Better Together talks, we want you to be comfortable. We want you to be on the couch. We want you to be in the kitchen. We want you to be in the car. We want you to be wherever it is where you can still listen in, tune in, and be a part of it. Um, yes, I've got this nice window behind me, and I'm just kind of in that place and space, just being your sister girl, your mama, your coach, your cousin, your best friend, someone that cares about you so much enough to come to you with how you can become a better version of yourself. All of us have been broken in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That is not the question on tonight. The question is, um, what are you doing to not allow the broken you to control the future you, right? And how will the future you appreciate and thank the present you? Call my own Dr. D. How will the future you thank and high five and appreciate the present you for not allowing the broken you to control, to rule, to reign, to talk, right? In the conversations, to take over relationships and things to that nature. And so the future you, the better version of you, is depending on the present you to not allow the broken you to constantly speak up, talk on behalf of, or vocalize or verbalize its feelings, its emotions, its reactions, and all of that in life. And that we're talking about right now. Life is constantly revolving communication, how
Yes.
you communicate, right? With a significant other, that could be with a family member, that with a stranger, the bus driver, the train conductor, the bank teller, the grocery cashier girl,
Right.
the wait restaurant. You ain't no way around.
Right.
Your supervisor, your neighbor, your co-worker, right? A stranger, a best friend, or an enemy is in no way, shape, form, or fashion are you going to get around dating, conversation, having a conversation. And it may not go the way you gonna like it or the way you think it should go. It's going to start becoming awkward. It can start becoming a little spicy, a little dicey, a little bold. Um, and find out where you are emotionally, mentally, and what version of you respond, especially how you. And so, co-host, I got a few questions I want to ask you. But please put your state chat. Let us know where you're hailing and coming in and listening. And go ahead and share. Let other people know that we're on the talk. You watch, put replay. We'd love for you to share this video. And follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Better Act Broken. Okay. So my first question, mindfulness, is how can a person be aware of what version of themselves is actually taking over or showing up, I should say, in an uncomfortable.
That's a really good question. So if you've been broken, which all of us have been, you'll know if you're operating in the broken version of yourself, the present version of yourself, and we ain't got to the future version of ourselves because we're trying to get there. It's when the emotions are on a all-time high. If something makes you super frustrated, you're triggered. Hi, good evening, Alexis. Um, if you're super triggered, frustrated, sad, the emotions are going to be the telltale sign, because you can operate from your scar or your wound. So if you're in a conversation, you're trying to communicate, like you was talking about earlier, and you feel all that anxiety, you feel all that frustration, and oh my God, I remember when, da 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 da. You're operating from that broken version of yourself, because the present version, or the road to recovery, healing version of yourself, won't operate from that scar. So I don't know if a lot of people know the difference between a scar and a wound. Dr. D, I know you do. But we can show up if we're operating from the scar. That means that the scar is more in that healed place, right? We're working on ourselves. The band-aid has started the healing process. The Neosporin is working, so now it's just like we can see that something was there, but it's in a healed place, or it's going toward a healed place. Like if you fall down, scrub your knee, that white meat showing on your knee, that's our wound. It's fresh. We still got the blood. We still got the residue. So when you're in communicating with someone, or you're in communication with someone, and you feel all those emotions, you coming up and you don't know why, you thought that was gone, done, you thought you had gotten over it. No, you're still operating from that wound. So that's a good way for you to determine which version of yourself you're operating from. If you're able to communicate it, talk about that thing, you're in your process of healing, where you can communicate effectively. You're not all charged, and you're not hyperventilating because it's bothering you so much. So you're at a place now where you're operating from that scar, and you're working toward that healed place. And that could be a present version of yourself, because most of us who are doing that internal work, once we get to that present version, we can talk about some traumas. We can talk about some triggers, and we can identify and be aware. But if we're still operating from that wounded place, that broken version gonna always show up, and it's gonna tell on us all the time. So yeah, I hope I answered your question, Dr. D.
Yeah. And I want to say this, that mindfulness is not a practice that you
Right, 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 right.
I'm perfect now because I got mindfulness. No, mindfulness is also, and you correct me, Michelle. Um, Mindfulness is also, I can be in the conversation, and the conversation goes left, like we call it nowadays, right? Conversation, and now the broken me is starting to like come up on my back, right?
Yeah.
Now get a little testy. Let them know you're not backing down or whatever, whatever. Mindfulness will say, I feel myself getting out of control.
Absolutely.
I hear my voice raised,
Absolutely.
starting to. So mindfulness is being aware, not that you're perfect. I'm about going in on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
In me goes, pull back. Then you say,
Right.
I apologize for that. Okay, let me let me break that. I
Yeah.
has got a little elevated. I apologize that maybe I did what you respond. I started over talking you. Mindfulness is not that I'm perfectly handling this conversation. I'm just being aware of the fact,
Yes.
now in the broken version of myself, to not control who's talking. Look who's talking. Oh shoot. Look, sit back. That's
Right.
who is actually talking now. Right?
Perfect.
Coach Cotton.
That is a perfect explanation. The way you laid that out, it's absolutely mindfulness should show up for you, where you can catch yourself, and it's all about that self control, that self management. You being aware, you being mindful. Like, okay, I feel it, but I'm not gonna go where I used to go, because now I know better. I know what to say, and like you said, I hear myself, my voice escalating. I feel the rise. I feel that broken person coming, getting ready to take over, but I can stop. I can gap. Didi, you taught me this a long time ago. Grab a pause.
Grab a
Take your moment. Take your mindful moment. Gap. Take that pause. Take that deep breath. Woosah. Do what you need to do. And if you can continue on, continue on. If you cannot, that's a good time to say, you know what? This is too much for me. My capacity is over the limit. I need to just step away so I can get myself together, collect all my thoughts and everything like that. So yes, you taught us how to grab a pause, and it's an acronym for the word GAP. I use it for mindfulness. I use it when I'm anxious. I use it when I'm frustrated. I use it when I'm sad and depressed. I'm like, I need a minute. I need to grab a pause.
The management, from a certified anger management specialist, they taught us,
Yes. Yes.
right? Right?
Absolutely.
Taught.
Absolutely.
That's like getting that. What's that commercial when the person get hangry, they turn into the other character?
Snickers. A Snickers commercial. You being a diva.
Oh, no, Snickers bar, which is that opportunity for you to have to chew on it and take a break, not
Mm-hmm.
just chewing on the Snickers instead
Right.
of going. Sometimes you might want to just suck on a mint, something, but
Right.
stop flowing. What comes out of the mouth? Hmm. Somebody put that in the chat. Um, so you got diarrhea in the mouth. You're just going and going and going and going and going. Just don't know.
Right. Right.
God, allergy. What you saying? You just flowing and you can't. Diarrhea just comes. It comes from it.
Right.
And y'all got don't know how to probably spell diarrhea, but spell it the best way you know how. Spelling be wrong. Spelling. But uh, diarrhea. And I said better days. Said, well, better days, uh, better nation, better. When we're in mindfulness, I want to also bring something else with it. So part of having those parts and being mindful is also feeling um, your physical, and I'm going to give us some breakdown of your physical and your emotional signal.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's some that are coming to you that the broken version of Jack in the Box trying to pop out this box. Right? Jump out on
Right.
it. Give us some examples of some physical and emotional can be
Say that last part again, Dr. D. It kind of went out. You said give you some physical and emotional. What
signals
was that last part? Signals.
that that
Okay, so some.
that we in us that broken up is trying to take over.
It's showing up. Got you. Absolutely. So the physical things, and I'm gonna take because most of us is in the happy moments and the joyful moments, we are light. So I'm gonna deal with some of the challenging moments in these examples. So if everybody like, why are you doing all the negative stuff? Because that's what we're talking about. Most broken places come from the trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it comes from the negative places. So some physical indicators or physical signals is let's say you're getting angry. You feel yourself, you about to go left, you about to pop off, you know it. You will start to sweat. Some people's palms will become very sweaty. You will feel tingling over your body. And that tingling experience that you're feeling is because your heart is starting to race. So you'll get a tingle feeling, you'll begin to sweat, you may start pacing. Some people pace, trying to walk it off, cool off. They start to talk to themselves, talking out loud or whatever, just trying to gather themselves, but it's just not working. At the very extreme level, before the explosion comes or before the outburst comes, you may find some people who are screaming, yelling, wanting to hit something. That's on a very intense level. But those physical indicators will be your heart is racing. You feel like you're getting a headache. You're going from white to black to red. All these things. You're sweating. You're pacing. You don't know what to do. You're kind of confused. You're disoriented because you don't. Well, should I do something? Should I say something? Oh my God! Da, da, da. You're overwhelmed with all the thoughts that's swirling around in your mind. So those are some physical things. The emotional part is, you may cry because you're so mad that you're starting to cry and your heart is just overwhelmed with the emotion. You know what the Bible tells us? We can't even trust our heart. It's deceptive. And the Bible also tells us out of the heart flows our issues. So whatever issue you're dealing with on the inside, that's an emotion. What you dealing with internally that you ain't ever discussed with nobody, or you just been sitting on it, or you thought you had healed from it and recovered, and it comes back. You may have tears. You may again have those outbursts where you're screaming and you're yelling. You may be very confused. Misunderstanding comes, miscommunication comes when you are in those very low vibrational experiences, those moments. So there are several indicators, and these indicators will come before the explosion, before the outburst. And a part of mindfulness, which once you begin to practice it more, and you identify those triggers, you identify, what could be the cause, and you become more self-aware, you'll begin to learn the indicators and the signals. And so if I feel like, oh my God, I'm getting so upset, I'm about to start crying because I'm so mad, guess what happens? That's your signal. I need to take a minute. I need to take a pause. I need to go collect myself because I'm about to go there. So, as we continue to practice mindfulness and we learn the indicators, we learn the signals, we can identify triggers, we are more self-aware, it should be telling us how to behave, right? So you want to learn all those things, which is a key part of mindfulness, because mindfulness should show up and prevent the old version of yourself showing up and coming back. You hear people like, no, that's just the way I am. No, you shouldn't be the way you are all the time. It's change. Be
Right,
ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's time for you to change. We shouldn't be saying for 40 years, oh, that's just how she is. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. That means you're just unwilling to grow, right?
right,
And so we want to move from that unwilling to being willing to learn to be personally developed
nice, nice.
in a Christ-like manner, because we are believers, so we want to follow Christ.
And that's
And
and
he
that's
ain't around here popping off on nobody. He ain't going left.
um. But you see, you said in that part, like if any man be in Christ, he should be a new creature, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And, it's
Yes.
and that means
Yes.
old should be passed away.
Mm-hmm.
All things to be made new. That, that should be including your. That should be including how you react, comfortable, think you're perfect.
Yeah.
At the right time with not good enough sleep, food, and things like that, you gonna get the pop off, girl.
Yes. Yes.
Man. And the enemy likes to put us in those circumstances, in those situations, to make us look like a fool. Because just 2 days ago, you was on your social media page posting scriptures,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Bible study lessons for all the social media land. And then 2 or 3 days later, these guys cussing and how they and all that, right? And that should not. But with the
Right.
and we gotta be the reason why I ask you about physical and emotional signals is because signals are where just like that, right?
Right. Right.
Yellow, that's your signal to start slowing down.
Right. Right.
So we're sending a signal. The body is sending a signal for a reason, saying slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
That we might need to come to an all-time stop,
Right. We gotta just stop it at this point. Yeah.
right?
Hit the e-brake.
And sometimes you might feel yourself getting flushed in the face. And even
Mm-hmm.
say red, you know, is a red. I mean, like there's some real physical people trying to treat over people bad, uncomfortable, uh, their physical that that's what it is. Those things. But you need to be mindful of your own body. Start
Right.
your right, right. My chest is starting to get, my jaw is starting to get starting to so I'm a, when I used when I started to like, oh, you feel so kept talking in a different start is getting late. are starting to not spread because I just want to be mindful of that, your emotions. Like, I think crying was a really good, that's good as much as I used to. Man, it's sweet, and you start seeing eyes and people start to cry. Everybody start running.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll run for the border, take cover. I mean,
Right.
find shelter. It
Yeah.
is the incredible Hulk, right? Uh, Matter of fact, I'm glad that picture that because he used to have physical signs too.
Yeah.
About his eyes would start, yeah,
Mhm.
you already know what's about that. You already know
Mhm. It's about to go down.
just clothes and, and somebody that. But so hopefully people are understanding that there are some signals, there are some signs to be mindful with of when they're broken in time.
Right.
It's called look, look, be mindful. Is talking. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Dr. D, I want to stop you because I don't know if it's me, but it's breaking up really, really bad. So I'm hearing like, and the only reason why I can follow you because I'm reading your lips really closely. But it's breaking up really, really bad on my end. I'm not sure if any of our viewers are experiencing that or Gabby.
admin or anybody in the thing, tell me if it sound broken up or a bit muffled. So I'm a bit muffled. Both of you are. What about this now?
Yeah, that's clear. I don't hear the muffleness, but I won't know until we keep going in
Keep
conversation if it's going.
conversation.
Yeah, because
Do I
this
still
could be
sound
where
muffled?
I'm at. No, I
Yeah.
don't. You don't sound muffled to me, Gabrielle. Does she still sound muffled?
Okay. Well, we'll try this. I'm not sure if y'all can hear me or not.
Yeah, that's
Better.
better.
Okay,
Hmm.
good. Well, shoot. All this time, I hope people didn't really not hear the whole. Because I caught myself saying some really great stuff.
No, you
Um.
was, and I was just like, I was following your lips, like, okay, this is a new skill set that I just acquired.
Oh, okay. Okay. No skill set. Well, that's what God was trying to teach you, I guess, for tonight. Um. So we just got out of talking about the physical and or emotional signals that let us know. Thank you, Jill. So Jill, was I sounding muffled to you before too? Y'all just sitting here listening to me. Y'all can't hear nothing I'm really saying. What in the world kind of phrase is this I got going on? Uh, I need y'all to tell me that I got toilet tissue hanging out the back of my pants when I come out the bathroom. Anywho, so definitely want to be mindful of those physical and those emotional signals when you feel yourself losing control because you can because
Right,
you can tell your body is sending you signals. Just like when there's an infection in the body, you start getting a fever, right? Body will
right.
start telling you something ain't right. Alarm, 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 alarm. Okay.
Absolutely. I see
I'm
a
glad
question
y'all.
too, Dr. D.
I'm glad y'all find me so funny, honey. Go ahead, Coach
I
Pat.
see a question. I'm not sure when it came in the conversation, but
Okay, read it
Grateful
out.
Flow. It says, "What do you do during that pause to respond better, not just delay the reaction?"
Oh.
So this is
Mhm.
really good one. You actually can take this one because, like I said, you taught me the grab a pause. You want to take this, and I can come in with some mindfulness
So
practices.
funny that you would go ahead and read up on that question because the next thing that I wanted to get into is the pause practice,
Yeah,
right?
you taught me
It's
that
called,
too.
it's called the pause
the prac-
practice. How do you
the pause practice. Yep.
the pause practice, right? It's called the pregnant pause.
I knew
Sometimes
it. I
we
knew
call
we was
it the
gonna say
pregnant
that.
pause. It's that long pause before you say the next thing. And in some
Hmm.
instances, people use it in writing, playwriting, because it's like a cliffhanger. You're like, oh, what's going to happen next? Or what
Right.
are they going to say next? Or, to be continued. But practicing the pause and not just taking a pause and delaying and still having an outburst and a reaction is the question. During that pause, you may need to breathe.
Yes.
Breathing is paramount, right? It is medically and it is scientifically proven that breathing calms the nervous
Mm-hmm.
system.
It does.
Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the
Out through
mouth,
the mouth. Yep.
holding it, right? Doing box breathing. There's so many breathing techniques and exercises. And yeah, you might be in the middle of a conversation with a person and you ain't got time to be going, oh, you know, and doing all that. I get it. But at some point in time, while it's their turn to talk, that is your turn to go,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still listening, right? I'm not
Yes.
being aloof. I'm not trying to be funny. But while you're still speaking, because they're going to take their turn, and
Yeah.
it's an absolute opportunity for you now to regroup, settle in, and try to calm the nervous system. Breathing in through the nose.
Yeah.
There's a technique to it. Not hyperventilating breathing, not getting more angry with your breathing. I can't wait till you get the, I can't wait till you get finished. No, that's not the breathing I'm talking about. That's not the breathing I'm talking about, right? You pumping yourself up. That's pump up breathing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about an actual slow, meditative, intentional breath work. That is
Yes.
part of what you could be doing in the pause, right? Second thing that you could be doing, practicing the pause. I have learned, now this is a learned practice. I have learned that in hard conversations, to have a quick talk with Jesus
Absolutely.
in the middle of the conversation. You ain't got to get down on your knees. You ain't got to ask to be removed. You ain't even got to let nothing come out of your mouth. In my mind, I'm saying,
Yeah.
Holy Spirit, give me the next phrase.
Yes.
Give me the wisdom on what to say and what not to say right now. Right?
Yes.
This, no formalities. I can't be praying to the God of Isaac, Jacob, and Esau, and Abraham, and all. Ain't got time for all that. This a quick mindfulness prayer
Mm-hmm.
that even when you're breathing in, we can group it together because we're practicing the pause, grouping it together as I'm breathing in. I need your wisdom on what to say next. I need all of you, less of me, breathe it out. All of the anger, frustration, and all of the all these negative, nasty feelings. I need to breathe all of that out. Right?
Yes.
Breathe in the
Yes.
good, exhale the bad.
Yes.
Now this is done in seconds now. Okay, this is in the pause, and I'm guaranteeing you that you might not come up with a perfect response, but I promise you, if you do that, you would have came out with a better
Better. Absolutely.
response than if you had
Absolutely.
not took that breath. I breathe heavy
Yes.
and I sigh all the time in conversations that is getting low. I'll even, now that I'm doing it in my chair, I'll even start shifting my posture,
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
giving myself an opportunity to relocate myself. Even shifting it ever so slightly gives me a chance to ever so slightly shift my next response. You
Yep.
be surprised, just maybe going, okay, let me sit back first, let me, because at first I was all, amped up, sitting at the edge of the seat and ready for your next, almost about to stand up on, about to stand up on you. And then you got to realize, okay, let me shift my posture, let me cross
Yes.
my legs, right, let me settle back, and even that type of pause, you can even start resettling yourself into going, okay, sit back, girl. You about popping up in their face, waving your hands, put your hands in your lap, maybe sit on them
Right.
intentionally. And so I think it's being mindful that you're raising up or being mindful that you're amping up or however you want to say it. and then practicing pause positions,
Yes.
right?
I like that. I love
Pause
that.
positions. What is my next position for pause? Or you can say to the person, heated conversation, we about going at it. Hey, I don't want to stop this conversation, but I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Right.
I need a bathroom break. They can't stop you from going to the bathroom. I mean, you're not going to insist that we carry this conversation on. And I'm telling you, I got to piss. I got to go to the bathroom. Okay.
Right. Right.
That is your opportunity to now get a walk in. Now you get to walk, right? And not have your walk be agitative, like an agitative walk
Mm-hmm.
around the person, because now that's like doing an Indian dance around people,
Yeah,
right?
that pacing. Yeah.
Yeah, don't start pacing around the people, okay? That's not so. If you want to start pacing, you feel like you got to start doing all of that. That I got to go to the bathroom. We need to finish this conversation though, but I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and you give yourself a even extended break to do either meditation or real prayer. I thank you, Jesus, hallelujah. Maybe a bow down on the knee, throw some water on your face. You got an opportunity now to do a few more extra things
Mm-hmm.
by taking a bathroom break, which I call a praise break. God, I thank you that I'm not going to blow up in this situation right now. Because
Right.
I speak those things that be not as though they already are. And now in front of that person, I can't start doing this right now. So now I need to move myself away from them without acting like I'm trying to be avoidant.
Right.
I'm not trying to be avoidant. I'm not trying to just dismissive. So I don't want to be dismissive because that's combative too. Take the hand. That's dismissive. We don't even do that. That's not how you take a pause. Not
Right.
putting your hand up in front of somebody's face while they conversating with
That's
you. And no,
that's
no,
gonna end
whoa,
in a
whoa, whoa. Don't
fight.
be
We
doing
gonna be
that.
fighting
About to get your hand slapped, right? And now there's gonna be a whole nother altercation.
then.
I took a pause. I told them talk to the hand. No, we not talking to the hand. That's not how you. That's the broken you.
Right.
Look who's talking.
Look who's
Okay,
talking.
you know. So those are a few things that I tell people that I don't even really think people are aware that they can do. You can shift your posture. Number one,
Yes.
you can take deep breaths in the middle of the conversation while the other person it's their turn to talk. You shouldn't be talking now anyway. You should
Mm-hmm.
be actively listening to what
Absolutely.
they're saying. And this is your time to start breathing while they're talking. Not zoning out, but breathing. Or if you feel like this is really about to go left and I'm really not handling myself well, you're going to have to take a bathroom break. You're going to have to take a bathroom break. Okay?
Yes.
So those are the three that I feel like I could offer to whoever that person was that had asked that question. But again, it's a pause practice. This has to be practiced.
Daily. Yeah.
You got any
Before
comments,
you get
Michelle?
into, yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. That's exactly one, again, what you have taught me to do, and also learning and just educating myself through studying mindfulness. And this has to be premeditated because when you're practicing this stuff, that's when it's going to show up for you. It's hard to fight the war when you ain't prepared for the war.
You're
So
right
if
about
you're doing if you're doing these things in a practice, in a daily practice, you can be standing in front of the mirror. If you know you're gonna have conversation with people and this is not something unexpected, you're not caught off guard, run through that thing, role play with yourself. Act like so when it happens, you kind of already got some prompts. You already know what you're gonna say. You kind of expecting what may or may not happen, and you won't allow yourself to go far left, and you can take your pauses and they can be effective for you. That way you're not
it.
exploding. You're not out here hyperventilating and crying and doing all the things because you have already practiced grabbing that pause, knowing what to do during that pause, whether it's the prayer time, whether it's the deep breathing, actively listening, like you said, changing your pause position to get you some relief, maybe sitting back. I love that because those little small things would help the conversation be more effective. Because at the end of the day, especially if you're in a disagreement with someone, you want to understand. You
Right.
want to get some type of reconciliation. I don't think people in disagreements just want to leave the same way. Like I hope that's not the intent, because then what we're here for, we just could have not met. But I hope there should be some resolve, and that's the intention of the parties who's got the disagreements going on. Like, we should be looking for ways to reconcile. We should be looking for ways to understand. We should be looking for ways to listen to people. And the only thing that I would add, because everything you said was spot on, Dr. D, is with the actively listening, hear what people are saying.
Right.
And it's really hard when you're really charged up with your emotions to hear what people can say. Because you can hear one thing and people say something totally different. And I always like to ask questions. And, I get talked about a little bit. I get teased. Because I'll ask you a question. And I heard you say ... That's
Right? How you're supposed to do it.
Because that's what I heard. And then it gives you opportunity to say, no, I ain't say that, or that's not what I meant. Okay, well, good, because I need clarity, because that's what I heard. But just because you heard something don't mean that's what the person said. So give your time to ask questions, and that's what that pause will do too, because you could be thinking like, well, then I heard him say, no, you did this, that, and the third, but they don't really mean it the way they said it, or the way you heard it or received it. So ask the question for clarity. I always say being clear is kind. Ask somebody, did you... I heard you say that my breath stank. Is that what you mean? No, no, you got that wrong.
No.
That ain't what that is not
I was
what...
just asking you if you wanted a breath mint.
Right. Those are two different things in my book. Those are two different things. So absolutely. You offer me a piece of gum is not saying my breath stink, because I ain't never say your breath stink. I'm just hey, I'm about to eat a piece of gum. You want a piece of gum. So ask some questions. I know that was a humorous analogy, but it just shows how we can get things twisted so fast. And here we are fighting in the streets because you just said, hey. Absolutely.
You tried to embarrass me.
Ask some questions. Save yourself. Y'all, Dr. D be having me rolling, so I can't be serious right now because she just takes it to a different level, but that's how it is. You out here offended and won't speak for the rest of... You won't ever speak to them again because they offered you a mint and you thought they said your birthday. They never said that.
Never even said that. But that's how you took it.
Clarity.
That's what you heard. That was
right.
your perception.
Right.
Of what I said to you. Right?
Absolutely.
All right. So we got the pause practice. We talked about the signals and the signs to be aware of or mindful of. So and I think this kind of lines up too with what that question was. I want to talk about how do we break the reaction cycle.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and I might be somebody, you can come back for me and clap back at me. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a lot more women are reactionary.
Mm-hmm.
Like
mm-hmm.
we just you want the magic. We got the magic, right? We coming for you, and that's why they say women ought not be the president because we just
can't manage our emotions.
Hit the nuclear bomb just because we mad at somebody. Nuke them all, because the thing is that we're reactionary creatures, that we just we start crying on a drop of a dime. We start hollering. We start throwing shoes and spoons and stuff at people. I mean, like, are you gonna talk about it or are you gonna throw the kitchen at somebody? I mean,
right.
It's unfortunate that we get that rap, but we get the rap because
that's the reaction that we typically given.
That's the reality of
I mean, ain't no way to clean it up. I mean, most women, I won't say all, but most women are reacting that way.
We're yelling, we're screaming, we're hollering, we're busting windows out people's cars, we slash tires,
right?
We keying car. What are we doing? Like, you don't know how to use your words,
right?
Like,
right?
Huh?
Right.
So breaking the reaction cycle. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely.
I think that's what the person who asked that question was saying. How do I know that my pause ain't just a delay of
in
me
my
having
reaction.
a bigger explosion.
Right.
So what you
Right.
thinking, Coach Cotton?
So listening is going to be key for that. I mean, when we talk about active listening, it goes so deep because most people only listen enough to respond back, to say
Exactly.
the rebuttal out. You're not listening to what nobody's saying. You just ready for your turn to speak. I found that, and this is for more of a agreed upon, scheduled type of reconciliation conversation. It's not the unexpected in the moment ones. But take a journal, write down some questions that someone's talking, and you got to hold your thought, and you can't say it right then. Write it down so you won't forget. Or just make a little bullet point like, "Hey, talk about my hat or whatever." Oh, hey, da da. Write, take some notes. So then when it's your turn, now
Yeah.
like you was talking about earlier, the diarrhea of the mouth, you just not just talking. Let's address what we're here to address and let's talk about it. But I have to listen first. I got to listen to what you're saying so I can have some questions to ask you. And that's going to be a response. So we have to move from reacting to responding. That's level one. We can't sit here and just be hot and ready like a Little Caesars pizza to talk. Listen. The Bible even it guides us through that. It says, be slow to speak. That's to be the last thing we're doing. Be quick to
Quick to listen.
listen.
Quick to
Like the
listen.
listening is the first priority that we should be doing in any type of conversation, disagreement, debate, whatever it is. We need to be quick to listen, slow to speak. And once we can start to practice not talking, really listen to somebody, that's going to move that reactionary behavior over to a response. People take kindly or take responding better than you reacting. You can
Yeah.
react, and I just don't feel like it's no such way to react very well, especially if we're talking about any type of heightened or charged situation. You're gonna just be popping off because you're too ready, you're too eager. Calm down, listen to what people are saying, so we can get some resolve. We can get a true resolution here. So that's my first thing, Dr. D. It's like we need to listen more, be quick to listen and slow to speak.
And I think too, to break that cycle, because some of us, I'll be honest, some of us learned that cycle from when we were younger. Our
Right.
mom were reactionary, and we watched her just go off in the middle of the street on our
Mm-hmm.
teachers, on the principal. Because I was that mom. My kids watched me, and they was like, "My mama about to, like, y'all better get it." My mama
It's
done
over with.
showed up, you know. So, fortunately, though, I had a bunch of boys. And they they didn't pick up too many of my reactionary habits. Maybe one has, but for women, we learn to be
Mm-hmm.
screamers, yellers, kickers, throwers, um teller offers,
Right.
stuff like that, from our moms.
Yeah.
And most likely she learned that from her mom.
Right.
And so I'm really even considering like breaking this reactionary cycle as like
Cycle.
a generational cycle. uh
Absolutely.
you don't gotta be that chick. You can get your point across without
Right.
screaming, hollering, throwing, slapping, banging. I mean, like, what?
Right. Right.
You don't have to do that all the time. And the Bible says that a kind word or a kind answer or a kind response turns away wrath.
Wrath. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You want to de-escalate the conversation? You need to start by breaking the cycle of being a quote unquote brawler.
Yeah.
You're hyping it up by adding to the energy, or you brought
Absolutely.
the energy to the party,
Yep.
or you're matching what we call now, you're matching people's energy. Stop
That's my
matching.
pet peeve. Oh, that's my pet peeve. I've
Stop
been
matching.
practicing mindfulness because I that matching energy thing has been getting them. It's like the sus,
I
all
just met
that.
this. I'm just
It's
matching. I'm just matching their energy. You bring that to me, I'm bringing it back to you. Okay, come on now.
so ridiculous. Are we
That's so
not more
tit for
mature?
tattish. That's so.
Yeah.
That's so image. That is an example of our level of immaturity, and I say
Right.
our level of immaturity because I'm on this road with y'all. I tell it to y'all every time, honey, because I match people too every now and again. I be like, teacher, what in the world is you doing? I be like, oh girl, oh girl, bring it back
I
in. You
don't
better
match
than that.
that
You better than
energy.
that, right? So we all can lose it because I learned to be a screamer. I learned to be a hollerer. I learned to be a slap you with a brush upside your head up, all that. Um, my mama used to hit me with the brush. I was like, lady, can you stop popping me in the head with the brush? uh,
At Toya V said, and that's Toya Diddy. She said, but
uh,
sometimes that's needed. LOL. Toya, your friend gonna have to disagree with you because, and let me clarify with Diddy, I've been the match energy girl. I've been, I've been her. And you gonna
I
go
know
there?
I've
I'm gonna
seen
go,
you. We've
and
been there.
I'm gonna compete with you because I'm gonna go higher. You want? I'm gonna take the energy up another level. So I get it. I totally get it. But there has to be a time where we sit back and we go, okay, that matching energy. Didi used to say again. I'm gonna say because you taught me a lot into my coaching world. You used to say, which one you gonna be? You gonna be the thermostat, and you gonna be the
Or the
thermometer.
thermometer.
And I learned that I would rather be the thermostat because when I walk into a space, I should bring down the temperature in the room. I should set the
Set the
standard, set the
tone.
tone
Yeah, that's right.
in that room. And
That's right.
so if I'm matching somebody energy and they are a little bit cold or they are a little bit too hot, how can I be that thermostat? Right? That's my goal. So I don't want to be able to change with you. I don't want to be on your
You're
level.
letting them regulate you. That's right.
Right. And that's not the type of person I want to be. And that's a choice, it's a decision that we make as we do mature, as we do begin to look at things differently, as we do begin to be more Christ-like. Because Jesus wasn't going in there being the thermometer. Everybody who was jumping on him or saying anything towards him, he wasn't letting that impact him in that way. He never joined the crew. He didn't match energy. And so as we begin to be more Christ-like and adopt those values and teachings that he did, he wasn't matching energy. And a lot of people got angry because he wasn't stooping down or raising up to their level. And so I think we have to also learn to pattern ourselves after that. Because matching energy can get you, I don't want to be dead right. My dad would say, you want to be right, you could be dead right. And I used to hate when he said that. He's like, you run a red light, you could be right if you got them, but you be dead right. And I'm like, what? What is that even
What
talking
is
about? But it makes sense because just because the person who ran the red light, they wanted to beat it, and here you out here dead. So you're dead right, literally. And so also that red light meant stop. We talked about the signals earlier. So
right?
absolutely, that matching the energy, we want to go there, but that's our fleshly way. But what is our spirit telling us to do? Like it's just not fruitful for us. It's never beneficial. And again, I've been that girl. I've been the match energy type of chick, and now I'm like no, and I'm not doing it no more because your energy ain't matching mine. How about you match my energy? And I'm gonna try to bring the peace. I'm gonna bring the calm. I'm gonna bring the
That,
balance, the wholeness, the heal, the recovery. That's the energy that I'm bringing. So you match me. How about that?
that's right. And when you, I love that you brought up the thermostat. I don't know why me in this head. I feel like I'm unlit or something around here, but out of balance. Um, when you are the thermometer, that means you regulate to whatever temperature
Mm-hmm.
is there. Whatever temperature they bring in, that's the temperature you taking on, right?
Right.
And that is an indicator that you have lost control.
You're right.
You are now power. You have relinquished your
Mm-hmm.
authority.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see too many kings yelling and hollering. If there's a rebellious group that wants to get loud, ain't no need to match energy, not when you're the one in authority.
Absolutely.
That's like a kid falling out in the grocery store having a temper. I ain't that mama. I'm not matching that energy. I'm not falling out, crying with you and having a temper tantrum with you. No, I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to stay cool. I'm going to stay very collected. And I'm going to say, if you don't get your behind up off it's,
Right.
now I'm whispering, honey. I'm talking at a very low level. You're not going to take me there. Right? And that's how we got to learn. You don't give nobody that type of control. You don't give nobody that type of power that when they're on 10, they can bring you to 10. I wasn't even planning to come to 10.
Right.
I would that wasn't even my desire. But I have
Right.
you to take control over me. I don't like that feeling. I feel like I got violated. I feel like you just raped me. I feel like you just overthrew me. I feel like you overtook me. I feel like you blind.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Right?
You're right.
That's what matching does. You relinquish your power. You relinquish your authority to the person who is yelling, hollering, mismanaging the conversation, or whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can let them have that and say, I plan to break the cycle of me being reactionary. And I'm
Right. Absolutely.
day with you. I break your control. I break your control over me that you get me to act out of character
Right.
at a time where I hadn't even planned. I didn't even come here for this. I didn't even know this was happening. I came
Right.
happy. Before I got here, I was good. How did I let you change my whole tone, my whole tune, my whole mood? Oh, no. I've given you too much power over me. I've given you
Absolutely.
too much authority over me, right? And I like the fact that, Michelle, you've been bringing Christ into this conversation. I don't submit to what man is matching. I'm matching the energy God got, right?
Right.
I'm trying to match the energy Jesus is. Holy Spirit, what energy you want me to match? Because that's you want to match energy.
Match his.
That's his.
Yes.
What's
Yes.
his energy in the room? Is his energy peace, calm, kindness, compassion,
Yes.
not wanting to be understood more than you want to understand, right? That's his energy. You want to match energy? Practice matching that.
Right. Absolutely.
If you start practice matching that energy, you'll be less apt to want to match that other worldly energy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I agree. I
That's
love
what that
that.
looks like. That's worldly. That those are be ye conformed, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, but be not conformed
Conform to this world.
to this
Right.
world, right? And this world is bringing that rah rah. The Bible even tells us, don't go eye for eye, don't go tooth for tooth, don't go railing for railing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But show love to your enemy. Do good to your adversary. Speak blessings over them that curse you. I know y'all not liking this now no more. I understand. Y'all done you know,
It's
uh,
gonna help you though. It's gonna help you. Didi, and two on that note, I remember you saying something. We got a few more minutes. Want to be mindful of the time too, of the hour, but you also taught me this as well. People expect for you to show up the same way you've been showing up over and over and over again. And some people can provoke you because they know if I say this, if I do this, I know exactly the reaction I'm gonna get. And you taught me this word, and I never forgot it, or this phrase. And you said you need to give people shock value. And I know y'all probably like, what the heck? I know she knows, but y'all like shock value. And you told me shock people by responding differently to what they thought you was gonna do. People be looking crazy. And I've used it on numerous occasions. You thought I was gonna come up here and go left. You thought I was about to pop off. And I'm just the quietest as a mouse. I'm just,
they don't know what to do with
okay. They waiting. They still going, ah, and I'm just like, okay, I hear you. And when people can't provoke you, or their expectation for you to really show up the way they thought you would, and you don't, they shocked, they surprised. Now they caught off guard, and then most people they come on down because
They
now
de-escalate.
she ain't even giving me what I thought.
And
She ain't giving
de-escalate.
me what I wanted. So yeah, so they de-escalate, and you can kill a lot of this stuff just by doing something different. With the way
Absolutely.
they thought you was gonna show up and you don't, you try something new, you try showing up very differently, and a lot of times silence is your best friend. Just you can be there and listen, you can be very locked into what they're saying. You don't gotta respond. Everything doesn't require you to respond to it.
Absolutely.
And so
That's
I
right.
just want to bring that up, Didi, in these last few minutes because you taught me that too. You like, what makes you feel like you gotta respond to everything?
Wrong to
You,
everything.
you don't have to. It's not necessary. People gonna think they're gonna think, and if you want to reconcile with me, that's fine. We can do that. But I ain't got to respond to everything that's going on all around me. I don't
Absolutely.
have to. It's not a requirement. It's not a mandate.
Right.
that I just because you want me to don't mean I have to do that.
Exactly. And you can, and it's part of, now what I said is part of breaking that reaction cycle. I don't have
Absolutely.
to react and say something back. I don't got to clap back at
Mm-mm.
every, right? So as we close up on tonight, and those of you that are enjoying us, let us know that you're enjoying what we're saying. Send us some hearts, send us some love. Um, I think the ending of this is what the better you looks like in those hard conversations. And that's what we've been talking
Absolutely.
about all night, what the better you looks like. Sometimes it's just saying, okay, you got it. I understand. I hear you. I'm listening. I respect the fact that you have allowed me to feel your heart,
Mm-hmm.
perceive this, that, the other, or whatever have you. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with apologizing, even if you don't feel you did
Right.
nothing.
You're right.
You can apologize just for the fact that that's how you felt about it, not what I was giving off, but because that's how you perceived it. I apologize to you. Well, I ain't
Mm-hmm.
did nothing to him. That's not the point. The point is we're breaking the cycle and we're letting a better version of ourselves show up to the
Absolutely.
conversation. Look who's talking.
Talking.
Right?
I
Uh,
love that.
that was a great way for you to end, Michelle, though, that you don't have to be in the same place. Even when Jesus died that night, they thought they buried him in that tomb. Everybody came back looking for him. And they said, why are you looking for me here? Dead stuff living here. That was the old me. That's how I
Right.
used to respond. That's how I used to react. That's how I used to pop off. That's the old me. I don't even live here no more. I've been resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
New creature,
Mm-hmm.
a new being. I got a new attitude. I got a new way of reacting. Now I don't even react. I respond. I think
Yeah.
before I speak. I'm slow to speak and slow to be angry, but I'm fast to listen. So
Yes.
I'm just not in that old space no more. Y'all got to break that cycle and let the better version of yourselves come to the forefront. Let that be the one who's talking. Shock everybody. All right. Every Tuesday, I want y'all to share this video. Share, share, share. Like, subscribe to us on YouTube. They'll drop the YouTube channel in the chat. We are here every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. unless the Lord says something different. We do have another co-host that'll be on next week with us talking about a severe illness and sickness got
Mm.
during COVID. Almost took her out of here. She's coming to talk about how the better version of herself came up and out after being broken through a deadly illness during COVID time. So she'll be on with us next Tuesday. If you want to be a co-host one Tuesday, you feel like you got a story, you got some information and some knowledge, some science you want to drop on us about how we can become better, please DM me. Reach out to our admin team. We'll be more than welcome to interview you and see if you'll be a good co-host. Um, Follow me on Instagram as well as Dr. Dietrich Cotton. And those of you that are not following me on Facebook, but you happen to see us live, follow me on Facebook. We're doing some great things. Um, I think that's all we got for tonight. And our admin, she'll be dropping a lot of links in the chat, but I even write some more comments. Listen to the replay. once you hear something over and over again, you'll learn something new. You'll hear something else that
Yes.
you didn't hear the first time. All right. If you want to be a blessing to the ministry as well, to help women and men who are coming out of that broken condition and becoming better, we're going to drop that Cash App link in the chat as well. Oh, public service announcement this Saturday. For those of you that are couples, those of you that are married, those of you that want to be married, I want you to come out. Meet me in Watley, Georgia. And I'll be there doing a special session for couples and how you can become better together. And so that's for you. If you'd like more information about that, you can DM me or you can go on my page. The flyer is out. You can register now. All right. And yes, you can come by yourself. If your significant other is unable to come, you can come by yourself. All right. I
Nice.
love you guys. Have a great night. Michelle, you dropped the science again. Like always, honey. One of the best co-hosts ever. On.
Okay.
Guys, I'm Dr. Dietrich Cotton. I'm not only your better life coach, but I am cheering you on to live your better life. I'm on this journey with you. Let's get better. How, Michelle? Together.
Together.
I love you guys. Bye bye.